day everyone, let me introduce myself. I am Patiswaran from BNF course, FTK faculty. As you can see on the screen, I am here to present about my PSM project titled Solar Powered Internet of Things Based Smart Electronic Notice Board. By the end of this presentation, you will be familiar with my PSM project, which is Solar Powered IoT based Smart Electronic Notice Board. First of all, I would like to give an overview of my PSM project. My project is about to design a digital notice board which will be replaced the traditional notice board. This notice board would be enhanced with the IoT application. Well, now we will see the problem that stated when I choose this title. First problem that I stated in my mind is updating information in the notice board takes too long. Secondly, a digital notice board is always needed power supply, so it is always have to be near any power outlet, and if it doesn't, it have to extend the wire to the power outlet and it will be messy. The last is informing the student at any emergencies was quite impossible. Now let's take a look at the scope of my studies. In my project, I'm designing and developing IoT based smart electronic notice board by using the Arduino IDE Node MCU, which is ESP32 Wi-Fi module, which connect device and use the Wi-Fi technology along with the solar power, which supply the power via solar panel. Merging the notice board with the solar power system makes my project portable, so it can be bring anywhere, can be left anywhere. Okay, let me now turn to the objective or aim of my project. First is to develop a wireless notice board which display message sent from the smartphone. Then my project is also to create portable notice board which is powered by solar energy. Lastly, I would like to able to develop an application which allow users to interact with smart electronic notice board, and those are my project's objectives. I hoping I will be successfully achieving my objective by the end of this project. Okay, nextly, I focus on the methodology of my project. Basically, methodology is a branch of logic that studies reasoning or is the way something is done. So, I begin this session by explaining my project flow. We start with the introduction. The introduction is guided by the project's plan and objectives. Second is a flowchart of the project's methodology. It is simple to see the general flow and procedure of the project by creating a flowchart. It can also be a methodological flow in which the process and techniques for achieving the project's objective and goals can be checked. Then the next part was separated into two sections. First is a system block diagram. Another one is a system flowchart. In order to create a system block diagram, I construct a block diagram that includes input to the microcontroller and then outcome for the user interface. The diagram must be precise and detailed. A flowchart is also required for the system flowchart. This system is designed to demonstrate the method and working concept of the smart electronic notice board, as well as how it functions as a result of the condition or algorithm. Furthermore, I make a list of all the hardware and software that I was going to be used in my project. Finally, after all the processes have been accomplished, I created a conclusion methodology that summarizes how the project is objective and scopes were reached. This is the process flow of my project. Alright, then I would like to proceed to the system block diagram. This is the block diagram of my project. There were three type of elements in the block diagram, which are input, process and output. In the input element, my project contains two inputs. One is power input, another one is data input. Power input is from the solar panel and battery, which will be the power supply of my project. Data input is from the application that I going to create and the middleware between the user and the notice board. The data will be the alphabetical and numerical characters. Afterwards, the next element is the process. The process will be occurred in the node MCU. The node MCU will receive the data that sent from the application in the smartphone and process the received data. After processing it, the node MCU will send the processed data into the LCD display, which is going to show the information that initially sent from the smartphone via application. And finally, the output element is the LCD display that display the information to the people. Now I'm going to explain about my project's system flow. The system flow is the flow that how the project is going to be work. In the beginning, the system is automatically initialize the node MCU, ThinkSpeak and the application when it starts. Then the sender should be logged into the application, or else the sender cannot pass any information through the smart electronic notice board. The information can be sent via the application on the node MCU. After that, the information can only access or sent by the authenticated sender. If a sender isn't authorized, they won't be able to send the information or notice. This project has gotten to the point where only the authorized user can submit the information. The sender can pass the information to the notice board by clicking the send button after they're done with their information type. The information they wanted to display would be shown in the smart electronic notice board. Meanwhile, the information that sent wouldn't be changed until the new information is sent or insert. Last but not least, this system will be powered via DC cord connected to the solar panel, and when there is nightfall or no sunlight situation, the battery will be take over the power to the system. That covers just about everything I wanted to say about my project. And before end my presentation, I would like to show my planning chart of my project. This is my planning chart alias Gantt chart of my project. Last but not least, I hope you will have gained an insight into my project. And That's all from me. Thank you.